Welcome to Learn English with Saya.
Hey everyone! Welcome back to Learn English with Saya. I'm Maya.
And I'm Alex. How's it going, Maya?
I'm doing great, but honestly, I'm pretty hungry right now. I had a really light breakfast this morning, and my stomach is making all kinds of noises.
Oh, no. Well, you're in luck because today we're talking about one of my absolute favorite topics, food.
Yes! Today's episode is all about how to talk about your favorite food in English. And trust me, this is going to be fun, because who doesn't love talking about food, right?
Exactly. Food is it's a universal language. Everyone eats. Everyone has opinions about what tastes good, and it's such a great conversation starter.
So true. Whether you're traveling, meeting new people, or just chatting with friends, knowing how to talk about food in English is super useful. Plus, it's just enjoyable.
Definitely. So today we're going to share some really natural phrases and expressions that native speakers use when they talk about food. We'll give you lots of examples, and Maya and I will have a real conversation about our favorite foods.
Right. And remember, we want this to feel like you're just hanging out with friends, not sitting in a classroom. So relax, maybe grab a snack, and let's dive in.
Part 1. Basic vocabulary and phrases. Okay, so let's start with some basic but super useful vocabulary. Maya, what's the first thing you usually ask someone when you want to know about their food preferences?
I usually ask, what kind of food do you like? Simple and direct.
Perfect. That's probably the most common way to start. You can also say, what's your favorite food? Or what type of cuisine do you enjoy?
Oh, cuisine. That's a good word. It basically means a style of cooking, usually from a specific country or region, like Italian cuisine, Japanese cuisine, Mexican cuisine.
Exactly. So if someone asks you, what's your favorite cuisine, they're asking about the style of food you like best. For example, I might say, I love Thai cuisine, or I'm really into Korean food lately.
Nice. And when you want to describe how food tastes, there are so many useful adjectives. The basic ones are things like delicious, tasty, yummy.
Yeah, and yummy is more casual and fun. You might hear kids say it a lot, but adults use it too when they're being playful. Like, this pizza is so yummy.
Right. Then you have words like amazing, incredible, fantastic. These are all very positive. If something tastes really, really good, you can say, this is amazing, or this tastes incredible.
And if you want to be even more enthusiastic, you can say, this is out of this world, or this is to die for. Those are idioms that mean something tastes so good.
Ooh, I love to die for. Like, that chocolate cake is to die for. It means it's so delicious, you'd do anything for it.
Exactly. Now, what about when food doesn't taste good? You need those words too, right?
Oh yeah, unfortunately, not all food is delicious, so you might say something is bland. That means it has no flavor, it's boring.
Or tasteless. Same idea. This soup is so bland. Or the chicken was kind of tasteless.
Then there's too salty, too sweet, too spicy. These are really common complaints. I can't eat this curry. It's too spicy for me.
And if something tastes bad, you can say, it's not good, it's not my thing, or more directly, I don't like it. In casual conversation, you might even say, it's gross or it's disgusting, but be careful, those are pretty strong words.
Yeah, gross is quite informal. I'd probably use it with close friends, not in a formal situation. Like, if I tried something weird, I might say to my friend, ugh, that's so gross.
Fair enough. All right, so we've covered some basic adjectives. Now let's talk about some useful phrases for expressing preferences.
Part 2. Expressing preferences. So when you want to say what you like, the simplest way is just I like or I love. For example, I like pasta or I love sushi.
Right. And you can make it stronger by saying, I really like or I absolutely love. The word absolutely makes it more emphatic. I absolutely love Mexican food.
You can also say, I'm a big fan of. This is a really natural expression. I'm a big fan of Italian food, or I'm a big fan of desserts.
Oh, I use that one all the time. I'm a big fan of spicy food. It just sounds natural and conversational.
And if you want to talk about something you eat often, you can say, I'm into. Like, I'm really into Vietnamese food these days.
Yeah, I'm into suggests it's your current interest. It's like a trend or phase. Lately, I've been really into smoothie bowls.
Nice. Now, what about when you want to talk about foods you don't like?
Good question. The basic way is I don't like or I'm not a fan of. For example, I'm not a fan of seafood or I don't like mushrooms.
And if you want to be more polite or softer, you can say, it's not really my thing, or it's not my favorite. Like, sushi is okay, but it's not really my thing.
Exactly. That's a great way to be polite without saying something is terrible. You're just saying it's not your personal preference.
You can also say, I'm not crazy about, I'm not crazy about sweet potatoes. It means you don't particularly like them.
And here's a useful phrase. I can take it or leave it. This means you don't feel strongly either way. You're neutral. Salad. I can take it or leave it.
That's so you, Alex. Okay, now let's talk about how to describe specific dishes or foods.
Part 3. Describing foods and dishes. So when you're describing a dish, you want to give details about the taste, texture, ingredients, and how it's prepared. Let's start with taste.
Right. We already mentioned some taste words like delicious and bland, but there are more specific ones. For example, savory. This means it has a rich, salty, or meaty flavor, not sweet.
Yeah, like pizza is savory, roasted chicken is savory. The opposite of sweet, basically.
Then you have sweet, obviously, for things like desserts, fruit, candy. This cake is really sweet.
Spicy or hot for food with chilies or pepper. This curry is super spicy. And be careful, in English, hot can mean temperature or spiciness, so context matters.
Good point. If you want to be clear, you can say spicy hot or temperature hot. Like, is this soup hot? Could mean either thing.
True. Then there's sour, like lemons, vinegar, yogurt. This lemonade is too sour for me.
Bitter, like coffee, dark chocolate, or some vegetables. I love the bitter taste of espresso.
And salty, pretty self-explanatory. These chips are way too salty.
Now, let's talk about texture. That's how food feels in your mouth. This is really important for describing food.
Absolutely. You can say something is crispy or crunchy, like fried chicken, potato chips, fresh vegetables. I love crispy bacon.
Or soft, like bread, cake, mashed potatoes. This bread is so soft and fresh.
Chewy, like gummy candies, some meats, bagels. This steak is a bit too chewy.
Creamy, like ice cream. Smooth sauces, yogurt. This soup has a nice creamy texture.
Tender, usually for meat. It means it's soft and easy to chew. The lamb was so tender, it just melted in my mouth.
Ooh, melts in your mouth. That's a great expression. It means something is so tender and delicious, it's perfect.
Yeah, you can say, this chocolate melts in your mouth, or the beef was so tender, it melted in my mouth.
Love it. Okay, now let's talk about how to describe the ingredients and preparation.
So you might say, it's made with. For example, guacamole is made with avocados, lime, onions, and cilantro.
Or it has in it. Like this salad has tomatoes, cucumbers, and feta cheese in it.
When talking about how food is cooked, you can use words like grilled, fried, baked, roasted, steamed, boiled.
Right. I had grilled salmon for dinner, or I love baked potatoes.
And here's a useful phrase. It's a kind of. This is great when you're explaining a food someone might not know. Pho is a kind of Vietnamese noodle soup.
Perfect. Or it's similar to. Like, bulgogi is similar to grilled beef, but it's marinated in a sweet sauce.
These phrases are super helpful when you're traveling or talking to people from different cultures.
Part 4. Real conversation, our favorite foods. All right, so now let's actually talk about our favorite foods. This will give you a real example of how to have this conversation.
Sounds good. So, Maya, what's your all-time favorite food?
Oh, that's tough. But if I had to choose one thing, I'd probably say sushi. I'm absolutely obsessed with sushi.
Nice. What do you love about it?
Well, first of all, it's so fresh and clean tasting. I love how you can taste every ingredient, the fish, the rice, the wasabi, and I love that it's not heavy. After I eat sushi, I feel satisfied but not stuffed.
That's a good point. Do you have a favorite type of sushi?
I'm a big fan of salmon. Salmon nigiri, salmon rolls, anything with salmon. The texture is so smooth and buttery, and it just melts in your mouth. Plus, I love when they add a little bit of spicy mayo on top.
Oh yeah, spicy mayo makes everything better. Do you like wasabi?
I do, but not too much. Just a tiny bit mixed with soy sauce. If I use too much wasabi, it's way too strong and it goes straight to my nose.
Yeah, wasabi can be intense. All right, so sushi is your number one. What about comfort food? Like, what do you eat when you're feeling stressed or sad?
Ooh, good question. My comfort food is definitely pizza. There's something about melted cheese and tomato sauce that just makes everything better.
I totally get that. What kind of pizza do you like?
I'm pretty classic. I usually go for margarita or pepperoni. I'm not really into crazy toppings like pineapple or anchovies. Keep it simple.
Wait, you don't like pineapple on pizza?
No way. I know some people love it, but it's just not my thing. Sweet and savory together on pizza? I can't do it.
Fair enough. Pineapple on pizza is definitely controversial. Okay, so what about your least favorite food? Is there anything you really can't stand?
I'm not a fan of blue cheese. I've tried it several times, and I just can't get into it. The taste is too strong, and I don't know, it's just too much for me.
Yeah, blue cheese is polarizing. You either love it or hate it.
Exactly. What about you, Alex? What's your favorite food?
Oh man, I have so many. But if I'm being honest, I'm a total pasta person. I could eat pasta every single day and never get bored.
Really? What's your favorite pasta dish?
Carbonara, hands down. It's simple, but so flavorful. You've got the pasta, bacon or pancetta, eggs, Parmesan cheese, black pepper. That's it. But when it's done right, it's incredible.
I love carbonara too. The creamy sauce is amazing.
Yeah. And the thing is, real carbonara doesn't actually have cream in it. It's just eggs and cheese that create this silky, creamy texture. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that either. So it's lighter than people think.
Exactly. I mean, it's still rich because of the cheese and bacon, but it's not as heavy as versions with cream. When I make it at home, I feel like I can taste every ingredient. The salty bacon, the sharpness of the cheese, the pepper. It's just perfect.
That sounds delicious. Do you cook a lot?
I try to. I'm not a professional chef or anything, but I enjoy cooking. Pasta is pretty easy once you get the hang of it. What about you?
I'm not the best cook, honestly. I can make basic stuff, but I usually just order takeout or go to restaurants.
Nothing wrong with that. So, what's your go-to takeout order?
Definitely Thai food. I love pad Thai and green curry. They're both so flavorful and delicious.
Oh, nice. Do you like your curry spicy?
Medium spicy. I like a little kick, but I don't want my mouth to be on fire. How about you? Can you handle really spicy food?
I'm okay with spice, but I'm not one of those people who goes for the hottest thing on the menu. I like to actually taste my food, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Some people are obsessed with super spicy challenges, but that's not for me.
Same. All right, so we talked about our favorites. What's a food you didn't like at first, but now you love?
Oh, that's a great question. For me, it's olives. When I was younger, I thought they were so bitter and weird, but now I love them. I put them in salads, on pizza, I eat them as a snack.
That's funny. A lot of people have that experience with olives. They're an acquired taste.
Definitely. What about you?
For me, it's mushrooms. I used to hate them as a kid. The texture really bothered me. But now I love them grilled, in pasta, on pizza. They add so much flavor.
Yeah, mushrooms are great. They're so earthy and savory.
Totally. Okay, last question. If you could only eat one cuisine for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, wow. That's hard. Um, I think I'd have to say Japanese because it's not just sushi, right? There's ramen, tempura, teriyaki, udon, rice bowls. So much variety.
Great choice. I think I would go with Italian. Pasta, pizza, risotto, gelato. I could definitely live on that.
Makes sense. You are the pasta guy after all.
Guilty as charged.
Part 5. Useful expressions and idioms. Okay, so before we wrap up, let's go over some fun expressions and idioms related to food. These will make you sound more natural and fluent.
Yes, native speakers use these all the time. First one, it's a piece of cake. This doesn't actually mean cake. It means something is very easy.
Right. The test was a piece of cake. Or, don't worry, installing this app is a piece of cake.
Another good one, that's not my cup of tea. This means something is not your preference or interest. Horror movies, not really my cup of tea.
You can also just say, not my thing. We mentioned that earlier. It's the same idea.
Here's one people use when they're really hungry. I'm starving, or I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Yeah, I could eat a horse is an exaggeration, of course. It just means you're extremely hungry.
You might also hear, I'm famished, or I'm dying of hunger. Same idea.
When food looks really good, you can say, that looks mouth-watering, or that's making my mouth water.
Or if you see someone eating something delicious, you might say, that looks so good. You're making me hungry.
Here's a fun expression, to have a sweet tooth. This means you really love sweet things like candy, desserts, chocolate.
Yeah, I have such a sweet tooth, I can't resist dessert. Or she have a real sweet tooth.
On the other hand, if you love savory food, you might say, I prefer savory over sweet, or I'm more of a savory person.
Here's an idiom. The way to someone's heart is through their stomach. This means if you cook delicious food for someone, they'll like you more.
That's so true, though. Good food definitely makes people happy.
Another expression, to eat like a bird, means to eat very little. She eats like a bird, just a small salad for lunch.
And the opposite, to eat like a horse means to eat a lot. My brother eats like a horse. He's always hungry.
When you want to try something new, you can say, I'll give it a try, or I'll give it a shot.
Or if you're unsure, I'm not sure about this, but I'll try it.
And if something tastes better than expected, you might say, this is actually pretty good, or this is better than I thought.
Here's one more. To develop a taste for something means to gradually start liking something. I've developed a taste for coffee over the years.
Perfect. And finally, don't knock it till you try it. This means don't judge something before you've tried it.
Yes. Like if someone says, that sounds weird, you can reply, hey, don't knock it till you try it.
Part 6.
Practical phrases for restaurant. Okay, let's get practical now. What if you're at a restaurant and you need to order food? Let's go over some useful phrases.
Good idea. So when you first look at the menu, you might say, "Can I see the menu, please?" Or "What do you recommend?"
If you're asking for suggestions, what's good here? Or what's the most popular dish?
When you're ready to order, "I'll have," or "Can I get?" For example, "I'll have the grilled salmon," or "Can I get the Caesar salad?"
If you have dietary restrictions, you should ask, is this vegetarian? Or does this have nuts in it? Or is this gluten-free?
Really important. You can also say, "I'm allergic to shellfish," or "I can't eat dairy."
When describing how you want your food cooked, I'd like my steak medium rare, please. Or can I get my eggs scrambled?
If you want to customize your order, "Can I get that without onions?" or "Could I have extra cheese on that?"
And if you're not sure about something, what comes with this dish? Or what's in the sauce?
When the food arrives, the server might ask, "How is everything?" You can respond, "It's great, thank you," or "Everything's delicious."
If there's a problem, excuse me, this isn't what I ordered. Or, I'm sorry, but this is cold.
And when you're ready to leave, "Can we get the check, please?" or "Could I have the bill?"
In American English, we usually say check, but in British English, they say bill.
Right, both are correct. Just depends where you are.
Part 7. Talking about cooking. Now, let's talk about cooking. If you like to cook or want to talk about recipes, here are some useful phrases.
When you want to know how to make something, "How do you make this?" or "What's the recipe for this?"
You can describe the cooking process like this. First, you chop the vegetables. Then, you heat the oil in a pan. Next, you add the onions and garlic.
Yeah, using first, then, next, after that, and finally helps you organize the steps clearly.
When talking about ingredients, you'll need, or the main ingredients are, for example, you'll need chicken, tomatoes, and spices.
If someone asks if something is hard to make, you might say, "It's pretty easy," or "It's not too complicated," or "It takes some practice, but it's doable."
And if you're proud of something you made, I made this from scratch. That means you made it yourself, not from a box or package.
Or, "This is homemade." Same idea. It emphasizes that you made it yourself.
When you want to compliment someone's cooking, this is delicious, or you're a great cook, or this is the best dish name I've ever had.
Those are always nice to hear. If you're being more specific, "The flavors are perfect," or "The seasoning is just right," or "This is cooked perfectly."
Part 8. Food culture and preferences. Let's talk about food culture for a minute. Food is such a big part of culture, and it's interesting to learn about different eating habits around the world.
Absolutely. For example, in some cultures, people eat 3 big meals a day. In others, people prefer smaller, more frequent meals.
Right, and meal times can be very different too. In Spain, people often eat dinner really late, like 9 or 10 p.m., but in the U.S., most people eat around 6 or 7 p.m.
Yeah, and breakfast varies a lot too. In the UK, you might have a full English breakfast with eggs, bacon, beans, and toast. In Japan, breakfast might include rice, fish, and miso soup.
Exactly. And when you're talking to someone from another culture, it's really interesting to ask, what's a typical breakfast in your country? Or what do people usually eat for lunch?
Those are great conversation starters. You can also ask, are there any special foods for holidays or celebrations?
Oh, yeah. Like in the US, people eat turkey on Thanksgiving. In China, people eat mooncakes during the Mid-Autumn Festival.
Food and celebrations go together so well. It's one of the ways people connect and share their culture.
Definitely. And when you're traveling, trying local food is one of the best parts of the experience.
So true. When I travel, I always ask locals, where should I eat? Or what's a must-try dish here?
That's smart. Locals know the best places, not just the touristy restaurants.
Part 9. Food memories and stories. You know what I love? Talking about food memories. Like certain foods remind you of specific times or places.
Oh, yeah, food is so connected to memory. For me, whenever I smell fresh bread, I think of my grandmother's kitchen. She used to bake bread every Sunday.
Aw, that's sweet. I have a similar thing with my mom's cooking. Whenever I eat chicken soup, I think of being sick as a kid and my mom taking care of me.
Comfort food is like that, right? It's not just about the taste, it's about the feelings and memories attached to it.
Exactly. That's why people get so emotional about food sometimes. It's not just food, it's nostalgia.
When you want to share a food memory in English, you can say, "This reminds me of," or "Whenever I eat this, I think of."
Or, this takes me back to. Like, this pizza takes me back to my college days.
You can also say, "My favorite food memory is," and then tell the story. For example, my favorite food memory is having ice cream with my dad every Friday night when I was little.
That's so nice. These kinds of stories make conversations more personal and interesting.
Definitely. People love hearing about personal experiences, especially when it comes to food.
All right, everyone. We've covered so much today. We talked about describing food, expressing preferences, using idioms, ordering at restaurants, and sharing food memories.
Yeah, this was a big episode. But food is such a rich topic. There's so much to say about it.
The most important thing is to practice. Try talking about your favorite foods with friends or even practice alone. Describe what you're eating for dinner tonight.
And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. The goal is to communicate and have fun with the language.
Exactly. Before we go, let's do a quick recap of some key phrases we learned today.
For expressing likes, I love, I'm a big fan of, I'm really into.
For expressing dislikes, I'm not a fan of, it's not my thing, I'm not crazy about.
For describing taste, delicious, flavorful, bland, spicy, sweet, savory.
For describing texture, crispy, crunchy, creamy, tender, chewy.
And some idioms, piece of cake, not my cup of tea, I am starving, to have a sweet tooth.
Perfect. So, homework time. We want you to practice by doing this. Think about your favorite food. Write down or record yourself answering these questions in English.
1. What's your favorite food and why? 2. How does it taste and what's the texture like? 3. When do you usually eat it? 4. Is there a memory connected to this food?
Try to use some of the phrases we learned today, and if you want, share your answers in the comments. We'd love to hear about your favorite foods.
Yeah, we read the comments, and it's always fun to see what everyone likes to eat.
All right, everyone, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to Learn English with Saya.
If you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next episode.
We'll be back soon with more conversational English lessons.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning.
And keep speaking English.
Bye, everyone.
See you next time.